This video gonna be kind of quick. Y'all want to know one of the most irritating things that I see on YouTube? Y'all adding oils and extra things to products that are already formulated. We're having a conversation, and if I'm bringing something up, I'm not bringing these topics up because I've been searching YouTube. It's because people ask me questions in the comment, and after I get the same question more than 10 times, I'm going to answer it. But before I make the video, I'm gonna look on YouTube and see who the hell is putting oils and extra stuff in their conditioner, and this is what I found.
Ear conditioner. So we're going to start real quick with some Afro-G, and this is the Moisturizing Balancing Conditioner, a little bit of almond oil and castor oil. So to begin with, I'm just going to take a good amount of the Afro-G and pour it into my mixing bowl here. And this is a color applicator bowl, but you can use any bowl that you want to. Next, I'm going to take the almond oil and add a tablespoon. That's just 1 tablespoon to it. You don't need a whole lot of oil, just enough to get the moisture in there. And then we're going to do the same thing with the castor oil. And then mix it up really, really well. And you may need to, while you're mixing, you may see that you probably need to add a little bit more conditioner just so that there's a nice balance, because both oils are pretty thick. So I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit more conditioner to it, and this made a whole lot more than I needed for my hair. But what I did was I put it in a container and saved it for later, and that's always an option for you.
Adding oil to a conditioner or any product has already been formulated and bottled is going to do way more harm than good. It is going to completely disrupt the formulation, and that's going to do a lot more harm than good. Let's talk about it. Girl, why we gotta talk about stuff like this, girl? Number one is going to be the balance of each ingredient. Conditioners are carefully formulated with a balance of oils, butters, emulsifiers, water, preservatives, and other ingredients. Adding extra oil to this product will cause the formulation to separate, and also leaving your hair really, really greasy. So whatever the conditioner was originally formulated to do, it will no longer do once you add a oil or avocados or eggs or apple cider vinegar.
So that was a lie.
Or salt, tea, whatever you decide that you add into it, you're gonna mess it up. Number two, girl, absorption issues. Oil creates a barrier. Oil is hydrophobic, right? So whenever you make a conditioner, like it's going to be displayed here on the screen, hopefully, whenever you make a conditioner, the first thing you do is emulsify a wax. You mix a wax and water. It's an emulsifying process. After that, you add a couple of minuscule drops of oil to the product, right? And then a couple of other additives. So by you adding extra oils to the product, what you do is completely prevent the product from being able to do what it does. The amount of oil that y'all add in these, oh my god, the amount of oil that these girls are telling y'all to add to the product, it doesn't even is 10 to 20 times the amount that a professional chemist would use to make like 30 bottles. It is complete and total insanity.
Stop it. Get some help.
By doing this, you create a problem, right? You create absorption issues. There's a reason why you only put a couple of drops of an oil in a conditioner, because oils are hydrophobic. Water and oil do not mix. So if you put a bunch of oil in a conditioner that's already formulated, none of the conditioner's additives are going to go anywhere near your hair shaft. Like, they're not even going to go past the cuticle layer. It won't even go past the epicuticle layer of the hair shaft. When you mixing oils with it, oh my god, you mixing oils with your deep conditioner doesn't make your deep conditioner go deeper. You mixing oils with your deep conditioner prevents your deep conditioner from being a deep conditioner. It ain't a deep conditioner no more. It's barely a conditioner. It's an oil slick.
Oh God, please, no, no!
This is going to leave your hair feeling heavy and coated instead of your hair feeling just lightly moisturized and able to hold on to hydration properly. Number 3 is going to be diluting its effectiveness. Again, a chemist has made the formulation purposely, right? There is a certain formulation that needs to be followed for the product to work. For example, when you go to buy a conditioner, your favorite conditioner, like one of my favorite conditioners is by Kimber, right? So when I use this deep conditioner, I have been using this deep conditioner since my first day in the hair salon with a license, right? So that was almost 17 years ago, and to date the formulation has not changed. It smells exactly the same. It feels exactly the same. But imagine if the chemist just put globs of oil in every formulation the way that y'all do. Like, it would be different every time it was used. If you do not trust a brand to have the formulation good enough to the point where you don't have to add nothing, and girl, buy something else, because you're not making anything better. You are dulling the product. Whatever it was supposed to do, you decrease the rate in which it's going to do it. If it was going to take your hair up to a level 10, you put an oil in it, took it down to like a level 2, guaranteed. Like, it don't even make sense. Oil is hydrophobic, which means that it repels water. So if you mix, oh my God, if you mix a random oil that hasn't properly been measured out into a hydrophobic product, nothing's gonna, like. Now remember, conditioners contain emulsifiers to ensure that the oils and all of the other additives and the water are mixed in together properly, that they're evenly distributed, so it's not sitting on top of your hair. Formulated so it is able to do the job that it was formulated to do. Adding oil to your product will widely reduce the effectiveness of any additive, botanical, or anything that was added, that was put in place for the product that you just bought. So I don't care what anybody says, you are not making your products better by adding oils and greases and stuff to it. My baby, if you want to be a chemist, take your ass to school and be a chemist. Then take you to school and be a chemist. Just because you can make cereal, just because you can make cookies real good, and just because you can make cake real good, and just because your macaroni tastes real good, don't mean you can use the same bowls that you use to make your cookies and your macaroni to make hair products and sell them to people. And stop mixing stuff in your shampoos and in your conditioners.
There is so much misinformation here on YouTube because people have been making things up for decades. Remember, a decade is 10 years, and in my previous video, link in the description box below, I showed you that the first Team Natural Verse professional cosmetologist thing that was taken to the courts, that happened in 95. So this has been going on for a very long time. So the only way that we can break down these old habits is to break down these old foundations and build up new ones, because we cannot put new wine in old bottles. So here on the screen you are seeing someone who was probably in the same position that you're in right now, that decided to join the 7-day challenge, do the research for herself, and she's never looking back again, right? But let's get into something, because there is this misconceived notion that in cosmetology school you don't learn black hair, and that cannot be further from the truth. But let's hear from our sponsor, Simple Apothecary, with this Elder Rose Elixir. It is one of my favorite herbal extracts made with organic elderberry and organic roses. You guys, it is next level. So make sure you check the link in the description box below to get your hands on some of it, as well as checking my playlist on all of my different herbs so you can learn a little bit more about them. But Here is one of my favorite subscribers and gurus who was like, hey, San, remember we learned all of this in cosmetology school? And I told her, oh my God, can you send it to me? Because it's been so many years, I have no idea where my book is. So now that I have it, let's hop right into it, because the thing that they say, oh, they don't teach black hair in cosmetology school, that is a lie. That could not be further from the truth. So today, we are just going to read over a couple of things that are within the book, and I can promise you, if the women who are constantly spreading all of this stuff here on YouTube would just take 1 second in cosmetology school, all of the things that they make videos about would change. And as you watch this video, you're gonna understand why when your favorite cosmetologist, your favorite YouTubers go to cosmetology school, you don't hear from them again because they're so ashamed that they've been spreading this misinformation. Here we go. Right? From its origin in Africa, its widespread use today, hair braiding has always played a significant role in grooming and beauty practices. In some African tribes, the statements made by a person's braiding went beyond mere appearance or fashion. All right? Different styles of braiding signify a person's social status within the community. The more important a person was, the more elaborate his or her braiding would be. Today, braiding styles continue to communicate the important signals about a person's self-esteem and self-image. Figure 16.1. Listen, hair braiding reached its peak of social and aesthetic significance in Africa, where it always had been regarded as an art form to be handed down from generation to generation. This art form can require an enormous investment of time, with some elaborate styles taking an entire day to complete. Because braiding is so time consuming, it is regarded in many African cultures as an opportunity for women to socialize and form relationships. Listen, y'all, for them to say that we didn't learn braiding in cosmetology school is crazy, because not only did we learn braiding, but they broke it down, right? So of course I'm skipping through, and you guys can take screenshots and read through it as you want on your own time. All right, so they even broke down how to give a consultation before braiding, because everyone is not a candidate for braiding. All right, during the consultation, you will also, oh, I can't see, I don't got my glasses on. You will also be analyzing the condition of your client's hair and scalp. In terms of natural styling, you must particularly be aware of the texture. Figure 16.2. When we talk about braiding and other natural hairstyling, texture refers to the following 3 qualities. Listen: diameter of the hair. This is coarse, medium, or fine. That's your texture. Number 2, feel. Does the hair feel dry, oily, hard, soft, smooth, coarse, or wiry? Number 3, wave pattern or coil. Listen, you don't see any 4B, 4C, 4W, 4H. We didn't learn any of that because Andre Walker made it up, and none of it is taught in cosmetology school. Regarding the wave pattern, a coil is a very tight curl. It is a spiral formation, and when lengthening or stretch, it resembles a series of loops. Listen, for the purpose of this chapter, textured hair has a tight, curly pattern. In addition to texture, I said that, density, look for the areas where the hair is thin. Condition, check for the damage and breakage from previous braids or chemical services. These are things that you have to pay attention to. Next, which is one of my favorite areas, we learned facial shapes, because the shape of your face is going to determine how a style looks on you. So when a cosmetologist gives you a consultation and tells you that every style isn't for everybody, it's for a reason. This is why you can see one hairstyle on one person and think that it looks super beautiful and amazing, but then you get it and it doesn't look the same on you. When we say that everybody's different, women love to say that everybody's different. Yes, everybody's different, but through a very small lens though. So there are very like specific facial shapes and things of that nature that women share, and when you go to cosmetology school, you really focus on these things. Now when you're in school, you're not just sitting here reading this what you're seeing right in front of you and walking